Hi, how's it going? How are you today? Welcome to today's Facebook Live. Today I'm going to be talking about cleansing and the importance that cleansing has on your overall hormonal health, because cleansing is one of the top things that can actually help to balance out your hormones and prevent you from becoming estrogen dominant. It can even prevent you from becoming testosterone dominant. It can support you if you've got polycystic ovarian syndrome, endometriosis, fibroids, estrogen dependent cancers, heavy painful periods, all of these issues caused by hormone imbalance. And cleansing is one of the things that is up there that can support this so much. So I'm going to take you through just some of the things to look out for why you might need to cleanse, and just some of the things that can help you support your gallbladder, support your kidneys, support your skin, support your lungs, support your bowel, support your liver for cleansing. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Naomi Judge. I'm a naturopath and clinical nutritionist. And what I do is I help women just connect the dots between their health, happiness and hormones. And really all of that is about is looking at your overall health and well-being and just seeing what the hormones might be affecting. And if you can balance your hormones, then how that can actually get you great health, optimal health, and prevent a lot of inflammatory diseases, support your immune system, support your gallbladder health, support your inflammatory system. So balancing your hormones can have such a big impact on your health and well-being. So if we're looking at cleansing, I mean, there are lots of different signs that we might need to cleanse. The skin, for example, you might get congested skin or blackheads, or you might get kind of acne here. If you get melasma, that's an indication you might be estrogen dominant. Dry skin, that's an indication you might be low in essential fatty acids, but also that you might have toxins as well. So you might have high heavy metals or high estrogen or high toxic load in the lymphatic system. So that can be something to look out for. How you feel and your mind. So if you're foggy, memory problems, hormonal imbalances plus heavy metals plus toxins can cause that memory problems, fogginess, forgetfulness, not being able to get words out. That can be something that's also very big as well. When we're looking at, say, eyes, for example, if your eyes are starting to go a little bit yellow, if we're looking at the mouth, for example, a coated white coating on the tongue. Dandruff is a huge sign. If you get lots of psoriasis or dandruff on the scalp, that's a sign that your gut might be detoxing. I mean, having a lot of issues on the back of the scalp here, that can actually indicate that you've got blastocyst hominis, which is a parasite. So just looking out for these small signs, these kind of day-to-day signs. Nails are a big one. If you've got lots of ridges on your nails, that can indicate as well that you might need to do some gut detoxing. Smelly breath can also mean there might be stomach issues. There could be issues with H. pylori, other bacteria as well. The gut, so if you've got wind, if you're bloating, if you've got constipation or diarrhea, again, that can mean that there's some issues with toxin load and you need to cleanse. When it comes to your hormones, some of the biggest signs that I've seen of toxic overload and why you might need to cleanse are your heavy, painful periods, clotting, longer bleeds, maybe a shorter cycle. You have the dark clotted blood, but then you get a lot of spotting that's kind of that brown blood, and that's a big indication you need to cleanse and that there is a lot of inflammation. If you get a lot of heavy pain during your menstrual cycle, again, that can mean that you've got maybe estrogen dominance, and again, that can be an issue with your gallbladder and liver not able to excrete the xenoestrogens or the toxins effectively, so they build up in your body and they also can cause a buildup of hormones. Colitis, looking at those issues, any inflammation in the bowel like colitis, that can really have a huge impact on not only your hormone system, but it gives us an indication that something is going wrong. So I want you to look at symptoms, and I want you to look at conditions that you might be suffering from, and actually the idea is to trace back, is to go back to figure out why is this happening, what is causing this, And it could be a detoxification issue. You know, I had a client with colitis, and it was a detoxification issue. It was a bowel detoxification issue. So you work on that, and it starts to reduce inflammation, it starts to reduce the mucus, and it starts to reduce the bleeding. So it's huge. But how can cleansing actually support your hormones? Well, it's quite simple, really, when we think about it, and we just have to think about it in kind of stages in the body and what the body does. So we've got all of these kind of detoxification systems. We've got the lymphatic system, which sits on the outside of our skin, and it kind of runs like a pump. It's very slow, and it pumps through kind of dead immune cells, dead cancer cells, dead red blood cells, you know, estrogens, heavy metals, toxins, parabens, you name it. The lymphatic pumps it through very slowly to get to your glands to help you excrete it. It processes it, and then it excretes it out through the armpits, out through the urine, out through the glands. So it will excrete it that way. Now, if that gets kind of slows down, and that gets kind of burdened with a lot of things, that can cause inflammation, that can cause water retention. You might have sore, swollen glands a lot of the time. Maybe you get like a little bit of inflammation around the neck. You might get swelling, you might get lymph node swelling, you might get acne under the armpits, that kind of thing. So that helps the lymphatic system helps to cleanse that way. But when it comes to hormones and your detoxification system, your liver and the gallbladder are two very, very, very vital organs. They can kind of slow down, and so when you're exposed to lots of toxins, they slow down. Your gallbladder can get a bit sticky, and the gall kind of the bile doesn't work as well to detoxify the system. So then what can happen is the estrogens, as well as toxin, the estrogen can rise, and it can start to build up. This is why you might get conditions like melasma, you know, browning of the skin here, or freckles, lots more freckles, or moles, if you're estrogen dominant, because the estrogens are building up, they're building up in the bile's not able to excrete them, and they can cause a lot of skin problems. So you really need to start off with some real simple strategies to cleanse first, and just simple things to do that gets the body to help to excrete. Now that cleansing is much deeper than just doing these simple strategies, but these simple strategies have a huge impact on your detoxification system. The number one, and you guys know if you've been watching this and you watched my gallbladder talk last week, number one is using something like acetic acid, or using citric acid in lemon, or acetic acid in apple cider vinegar to help detoxify your liver and your gallbladder. It works wonderfully well at detoxifying your liver and your gallbladder. So just doing about 10 mils of apple cider vinegar in a large glass of water a day really helps to support your liver, and especially helps to support your gallbladder. Now, a question I got last week, and this is why I did the live last week, about what to do if you have no gallbladder. You can still do this if you have no gallbladder, and it's really important to do this if you have no gallbladder, because it's going to be supporting the bile actually produced by your liver, even though you don't have a gallbladder. So it's going to upregulate that system, and it's going to support your liver to do that, so that you can detoxify. The bile and the gallbladder do serve a function. The bile is huge. It serves at detoxifying the small intestine, getting hormones out of your body. So if your bile ducts are not working properly, your bile production is not working properly, it's going to slow down detoxification. So doing that, 10 mils of apple cider vinegar in a large glass of water a day, or half a squeeze of a lemon in water every day, and that will just keep that going. That will support your liver, support your gallbladder. It's really simple to do. Another one is dry skin brushing. Dry skin brushing seems so freaking simple, but it works so well. Dry skin brushing works at kind of massaging very lightly the lymphatic system. So you need to get a natural bristled brush, and you kind of stroke upwards and into the body, and you kind of, what you're doing is you're giving the lymphatic system, the lymph drainage system, just a little bit of help. You're supporting it to move those toxins out, and you're supporting it to get to your lymph nodes and to get to here and then be processed, and you can either excrete it through your sweat, excrete it in your saliva, and it comes out of your body that way. Now, If you wear strong deodorant, I would suggest while you're doing this cleanse, you could do 2 weeks of wearing especially if you wear aluminium deodorant or you wear really strong potent deodorants, definitely don't wear them at night, and maybe have a little break from them while you're doing this dry skin brushing, because it will just help for your body to release all those toxins. And the same time as you're doing this, don't wear any chemicals on the skin, so wear a natural moisturizer like Veleda moisturizer or something like that, so that you're actually giving the skin a chance to air and breathe and detoxify and get rid of the toxins that it really needs to. I actually find with dry skin brushing, your skin gets super soft, and it helps to kind of, your skin's dry, it helps to support it, and then you get really great vibrant skin after doing that. So doing the apple cider vinegar, doing the dry skin brushing, and you guys know how much I love oil pulling. I think oil pulling is great for so many different things, but it's great for mouth health. Really, it supports the gums. So what's so great about oil pulling is that the oil itself kind of like attaches to bacteria and toxins within the gum cavity there, and helps to pull it out. You'll notice that your gums will be a lot healthier with doing oil pulling. And what it does help to do is it helps to excrete fat soluble toxins via kind of the blood supply here, so it's very good. If you have any gum problems and you do have bacteria in your teeth and you're flossing and it's bleeding, you'll be causing an immune reaction. So you want to be really careful with flossing. If you've got lots of bacteria here, you want to try and get to a place where you're not bleeding. And so doing the oil pulling can actually support. If you get bleeding gums, you'll notice that oil pulling will be fantastic to prevent the bleeding gums. So I highly recommend doing that. Something very simple, but it does work. So we've got the kind of like the external manipulation of doing the dry body brushing. We've got the oil pulling here, and we've got doing the apple cider vinegar to support the gallbladder and to support the liver. And then really when it comes to detoxifying, it comes to cleansing, I would say the most important is using your green vegetables. Using chlorella in green vegetables is one of the most important things. And then making sure that you're having your sea vegetables that are high in iodine. Iodine is amazing for detoxifying. It's amazing for anti-inflammation. It's an anti-cancer mineral. It's absolutely wonderful to help the body to detoxify. And a lot of the reasons our bodies do get kind of overburdened with toxins because we are exposed to them a lot, but also we're very low in things like selenium, vitamin C and iodine, which are vital for our body to detoxify and excrete heavy metals, hormones, xenoestrogens, those kind of things. When we get stressed or when we have high, and this is why through our cycle our detoxification system gets a little bit run down. Certain times in our cycle our hormones will go up. So say if we're ovulating, our estrogen will go up, our progesterone will go up. Now, whenever hormones go up, and this is for cortisol, and this is why stress causes things like hair loss acutely. Whenever hormones go up, there's always metabolites. So metabolites that have to be broken down in our body to excrete. So what you might find is, after ovulation, before your period, you might get spots, you might get acne. And one of the reasons that this can occur is because your hormones have gone up so quickly. It's put that strain on the liver, the breakdown of the metabolites in the hormones, and then you get that knock-on effect that you get more acne because the liver's trying to. That's particularly if you get it here and you get it sort of here down your neck and in this area here on the side of the forehead here. It's your body trying to break down. So it's all those hormones that your body's trying to break down are really building up. So your chlorophyll and your iodine is so very, very important. So having things like a mix between cooked and raw food. So having your endive, having your lettuce, red oak lettuce is wonderful, having your rocket, having parsley, having watercress, all those wonderful greens with lots of chlorophyll in, and then also having your cooked food, your brassica vegetables, your broccoli, your cauliflower, your cabbage, your Brussels, your kale, all of those with the sulfur, which is wonderful for detoxifying the body. If you have SIBO and you cannot tolerate your broccolis and you cannot tolerate any of those brassica vegetables, then trying to get sulfur into your diet a different way, maybe an Epsom salt bath once or twice a week. The sulfur in the magnesium sulfate will help to support your liver and support the detoxification, but getting it in that way is vital, and it's very good for your skin as well. So getting those in, or you can get them in kind of a green smoothie format as well. you know, just doing a green smoothie with some water, maybe a little bit of coconut milk, maybe some celery, cucumber, and a big handful of rocket, blend it up, and then maybe a little bit of dulce flake or a little bit of barley grass. So you've got those green powders in there, great for your body to detoxify. And lastly, one of the best bowel detoxifiers out there, I absolutely love it, is activated charcoal. Activated charcoal is wonderful to support bowel detoxification. It kind of just, it grabs on to everything in your bowel and it helps to excrete it. So you can do all of these together, you know, for about 21 days. Extra veg, extra brassicas, Epsom salt bath, the dry skin brushing, the oil pulling, the apple cider vinegar, the activated charcoal, as well as then just supporting yourself with a wholesome diet. And it's a wonderful, simple way to detoxify the body and start to balance out your hormones. You can easily balance out your hormones quickly when you detoxify effectively, when you get the right minerals and the right vitamins to support your body, support your liver, support your gallbladder. You can easily detox those out. And I would highly recommend it if you have any conditions. Hi Danielle. Hi. If you have any conditions like endometriosis, fibroids, ovarian cysts, estrogen-dependent cancers, anything like that, really one of the most important things you need to do is help to detoxify your body so that it's kind of apt and it's optimal at getting rid of those estrogen byproducts and getting rid of the metabolites as well, because you really don't want those to build up. So those are really simple strategies for you. I haven't gone too complicated into supplements today. I just wanted to do things that were really, hi Michelle, how's it going? I wanted to do things that were simple for you. So we've got the oil pulling, we've got the apple cider vinegar, we've got the dry skin brushing, Epsom salt bath, and then activated charcoal. Look, there's not too many brands of activated charcoal around, Kelly. I use the bulletproof one that you can get from Optimoz, you can get online. There's also Thompson's do a good one, and there's also another brand from iHerb called Nutra Organics, I think it is, that are pretty good. So there's not heaps around, but those are the ones I do. There is one obviously at the pharmacy, but I'm not 100% sure of the quality of the one that cheap one at the pharmacy. I think it's about $7, but Thompson's should be at the pharmacy, or iHerb, the Nutra Organics ones, it is pretty good. But really great for the bowel. So look, when you're cleansing, it depends what you're trying to achieve therapeutically and what's going on in your body. So for example, some people like to do a complete cleanse, like 21 days, 1 month, and they like to do a complete cleanse, and they'll do these every day for a month, and then that's it. Some people will choose to do it less frequently, but do it ongoing. So it's up to you if you want to do like a full-on cleanse for a month, for 21 days. You would do the dry skin brushing every day, the oil pulling every day, the apple cider vinegar every day. You would do the extra greens or maybe something like barley grass every day, and the activated charcoal 2 before bed. And you would just do that for 21 days, and that would be your nice routine, and that's a really great way to cleanse the body. If you didn't want to do it in that kind of time period, you could do it every so often. So for example, I dry skin brush twice a week. I try and oil pull 4 times a week. Diatomaceous earth is specific for parasites. So diatomaceous earth is like silica. It's broken down silica, and what it's good at is it's good at going into the gut and killing off any parasites and helping you to excrete them. It's not as specific for toxins, more specific for parasites and bacteria in the gut. Definitely if you know you've got Blastocystis hominis or kind of a similar parasite, Giardia, it's wonderful for those, or even larger worms such as hookworm, roundworm, those kind of worms. Diatomaceous earth is fantastic for those. The wonderful thing about activated charcoal is it absorbs toxins. It absorbs beta-glucuronidase. Beta-glucuronidase, which is one of the most inflammatory things that can happen in your gut. Beta-glucuronidase can cause bleeding of the bowel, estrogen-dominant conditions, mucus buildup, if you pass mucus, and activated charcoal can really support that. So diatomaceous earth not so much, more specific for parasites and bacteria, and giving it a cleanse that way. So if I was doing it ad hoc, I try and do activated charcoal a couple of times a week. I do dry skin brushing twice a week. I do oil pulling about 4 times a week. I don't have a bath, so I don't do the Epsom salt bath, but I try and do an infrared sauna every few weeks. An infrared sauna maybe every fortnight, once a month, and that's a good way that I find to detox. And then I will always try and do my greens every single day. So I take the activated charcoal capsules 2 before bed with some water, about half an hour before bed. I like taking it at night because it can work through the night. Now, another way of taking it actually, which I've seen work, is if you take the powder, there is some powder, and you can put it in a bottle of water and just put kind of like a heaped teaspoon in the bottle of water, and you can sip on that through the day. Now that could be a short-term detox, so you could kind of do a cleanse, a 2-week cleanse, and you could do it that way, and that will work really nicely. Because remember with these things, when you're cleansing, and remember with activated charcoal, you want to have a break from it. You don't want to do it every single day forever. You could do it a month cleansing, and you could do it a couple of times through the week. You could do it if you've had some alcohol, or if you know you've had some food that doesn't agree with you. But if you do too much every day, then what you might start to see is you might start to move some minerals around. So you might see excreting of calcium, zinc, and magnesium, and those kind of minerals. So just to be cautious of that. It works very, very well. It's one of my favorite things for the bowel and to detoxify the bowel. And then if you wanted, you could add in a probiotic diet like a lactobacilli. But you just choose if you want to do something every day, weekly, just do a few things each week, or if you want to do kind of like a 21-day detox. When you do a 21-day cleanse, it works really well, and you can keep out foods like, for 21 days, you could keep out foods like dairy, soy, wheat, add in lots of greens, have lots of green smoothies, soups and salads, and it just supports the body to cleanse. And you could do these for the 21 days, and you'll really get some good cleansing action. The only thing I will say with the apple cider vinegar, you do need to be careful, because some people find they're very sensitive to the acid on the teeth. So you could do a couple of things. You could use a straw, you could wash your mouth out with bicarb and water afterwards just to alkalize it. So that's what I would definitely recommend if you're prone to getting soft teeth or sensitive teeth. I normally have a break from it, so I'll do it for a week, and then I have a break. I do it for a week. When I do it, I notice a difference. It really cleanses the skin. It cleanses the skin so well. The skin is definitely brighter, and that's because it's supporting the liver and gallbladder. So that when the liver and gallbladder aren't working as well as they should be, you'll notice that you'll have more uneven skin. You'll notice it's just not as vibrant, not as bright. Then you do the apple cider vinegar, and your skin is one of the first things to reap the benefits. I would do something weekly. I always do the dry skin brushing twice a week, Kelly, and absolutely love it. I just find it just gets things moving through. It just helps your body. When we think about everything we're exposed to, and our immune system is constantly trying to fight things off, and our lymph system is just, you want your lymph system to be nice and clean, and to so the big detox is good if you feel like you can do that, and just cut things out like sugars, cut things out, and do the full-on body detox. Add those in, and you will really notice a difference. I think that's all I wanted to say today. I just had notes to make sure I wasn't cutting anything out. So I'm going to go more into cleansing over the next week. I'm going to talk about the kidneys a bit more, the liver, because I think it's really cool to know what to do for each organ system, so you can just add 1 or 2 things in and support them. So have a great day, guys. Kelly, if you're going through a lot of hormonal stuff, make sure you're focusing on the cleansing. Make sure you're focusing on your sugar level. So insulin resistance and high sugar is one of the biggest things that will put your hormones out. So you need to be making sure you're eating savory. You need to be making sure you're cleansing, you're getting your liver and gallbladder working. If they're working really well, they're going to support your hormone levels. So those are the first 2 things you need to do. And then, of course, there's your stress levels, working on that, but that's for another day, you know. And then of course there's your sleep. But if you can at least start here and just slowly putting things into your routine and slowly reducing sugars, making sure your blood sugar is nice and steady, you'll get some great results with hormonal balance. So we'll do a little bit more of this over the next week or two, just to give you a little bit more insight and support. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks so much for joining. Thanks for listening. And thanks so much, everyone. Thanks, Kelly. Thanks, Danielle. Thank you to Barbara. Thank you to Michelle. Thanks for all your questions. And I'll talk to you soon. And of course, if you've got any more questions, just pop them below and I'll get to them through the day. Bye.